Good afternoon. I'm Sarah Buckerson, the chair of the Lexington School Committee, and I am calling this meeting of Lexington to order. With me are my colleagues, Cindy J. and Kathleen Luddigan, and we are joined by Dr. Julie Hacking. So with that, we are going to move into the reason why everyone's here today, which is our core values awards ceremony. And I will say, after having been for six of these now, it's our sixth one now, maybe? More than that? I don't know. This is a ton of people. I'm glad so many people came out. This is one of my favorite things to do as a school committee member. We don't always get to have a lot of fun, but no, it's great. Everybody should do it at least once. But it's so great to be able to celebrate the little things that people do every day in our school system and in our community to make Lexington a special place. And the people who spent the time to nominate others also are giving back to the community and kind of sharing some of that good spirit that we want to continue. So the way this is going to work is I'm just going to go in order that's on the agenda. I will call up the presenter and the award recipient, and you can come over to the podium and I will hand off the mic to you. And you can read your nomination and then award the recipient. And we will all clap and take pictures, and it will be lovely, and then we'll go out to answers. And you can come up and shake our hands if you want. I know that's why you're all here, is to shake my hand. I would be honored to shake your hands, but anyway. Without further ado, can we have Barong Su and Joanne Berry?
It's my great pleasure to present the core value for yourself, the core value of care for yourself and others to Ms. Berry. Let me start with several months ago, when my daughter told me after school that she cried at school. I was not surprised. She was going through some difficult times. I knew that because she was not feeling well and she was tired every day, and she was not taking SAT well because SAT required that she sat there for 4 hours, and she said she was just so tired she couldn't. I was not surprised that she was not feeling well, but then she said she cried at school. I was like, oh, that doesn't look good, right? As an 11th grade, you care about your appearance, you care about how other students look at you. And then she said, Miss Berry was there for me, and she walked me around the campus to console me. I was like, that's so sweet, because I can't imagine doing that, given that you have busy schedule and you always are teaching, I feel, right? So I was like, oh, I'm sorry, is that okay? Was she teaching? And then my daughter said, yes, but she took time off after class to walk her around. I appreciate it very much. I was even more surprised when, is it later, after I did the nomination, I think. After I did the nomination, Miss Berry called me directly. I was at work. I was like, I'm sorry, can I call you back? Because I'm in the middle of something. And she didn't call me back right away. She said she was going to call me back, and then she didn't. Because she was in class. Again, she was running between classes. But she remembered to call me back after class, when I was also off work. That means she was taking time out of her busy schedule and after work, using her personal time to call me and tell me that she cared about Candace, my daughter, and she cared more about her well-being, because it's not just she was physically not feeling well, and Miss Berry was more worried about her emotional and social well-being, because she said my daughter was worried about her friends saw her crying in class, stuff like that. I was so touched, because that's above and beyond what the teacher does. I'm also a teacher. I don't do that. I get off work and then I come home, right? I listen to my daughter to complain about like all kinds of things. But she did that. I was so moved. Also, Miss Barry said that you will want to bring her to some like a support, like a social, like a counselor or like. I brought her to see the pediatrician instead because I was like something must be wrong with her. And I came from China, so I always struggle with what to tell the pediatrician and what if they report? They have the obligation to report. That was the scare, scare I heard, right? And then the pediatrician said, okay, what else does she complain about? I said just that she was always tired. It's very hard for her to get focused for 4 hours, like taking SAT, stuff like that. And the pediatrician said that would be hard to diagnose. What causes a person to feel tired? Then I said, can you take a blood test? Out of the blue, I somehow said, you know what? She has been seeing you for 16 years. She never had any blood test. And the pediatrician said, we don't do blood tests on children. That's something new to me. I never knew that. And he said they will take a blood test before they go to college. That's required. Other than that, they are not required to take a blood test. I said, please. And thank God, she had anemia. That's the reason. She was tired, she was not reacting well to all the stress and the schoolwork, and it explains. That's a good news, the pediatrician said. At least you found some reason. Other kids may be complaining all day without a reason. Yeah. So I want to thank Miss Barry so much. Not only for her care about my my daughter's wellness. Also, she I think she introduced me to the social environment in the U.S. and what a parent needs to do, to care about the children. I'm learning so much from you. Not Spanish, not Spanish, English. So it's my honor and my great pleasure to nominate you. Thank you so much for. Very, very kind. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it, and honestly, it is my pleasure. She's a wonderful, wonderful student. She's taking the pill. She's getting better. Thank you very much.
Next we have Nadine Tasabeji and Hannah Kelly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nadine. I'm the parent of 3 students at LPS, and I've been here a few times because I'm a big fan of all LPS teachers and staff. I want to thank, the Lexington Public School, the school committee, Dr. Hackett for encouraging us just now, really to give us this opportunity to showcase the amazing teachers, but also a chance to really thank them in a meaningful way. I nominated Ms. Hannah Kelly, my son's 5th grade teacher, because I felt she really represented the core values, specifically care for yourself and for others, because she is exemplary of caring for every student she has, but also teaching them how to care for each other and themselves. And now my son would like to say something as well for Ms. Kelly.
Ms. Kelly is my 5th grade teacher, and I'm Celine. I'm in her class. When I started when we were being introduced to our 5th grade teachers, I was worried that I wasn't going to get a good teacher. But then I got Ms. Kelly, and I think it was the best teacher I could have gotten. So there's a lot of core values that Miss Kelly tells us in class every day. I could probably stay here all day listening. But my favorite one is kindness costs you nothing. It's one of my favorite ones that Miss Kelly tells us. And I think it's just like, it really helped me. And I don't think I'd be here today if it wasn't for Miss Kelly.
I'm sorry, we just have one more student. When I shared this with the class, a lot of them wanted to send notes, and I said we have a time limit, so I'm just going to read one more. So this is to Miss Kelly from Lily Hartel. Thank you for teaching me to believe in myself, to trust that I do know how to do the work without having to ask questions. Every time we start something new. Thank you for believing in me and my abilities. Thank you for your patience and kindness and thoughtfulness. Thank you for seeing the best in me and all your students. I'm so grateful to have been in my to have you in my fifth grade teacher, and I will miss you very much next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next we have Nick Tavella and what else do we have? Sorry, Colette. So you could stay up here for the next Colette Powell has made many incredible contributions to Lexington's entire elementary school community. In 2017, Colette collaborated with a group of like-minded parents who all have children with disabilities. This group, along with Jackie Daly, Harrington's principal, successfully piloted the Understanding Our Differences program at Harrington Elementary School. This program educates children and communities to actively respect, include, and empower people of all abilities through integrated learning. The pilot was a success. Students were learning and modeling these acts of inclusion, and the district hoped to expand the program. But then the pandemic hit, and no one would have faulted Colette, a mother of 3 elementary school-age children, to pause her involvement in the program. But Colette embraced her Lexington revolutionary spirit, and collaboration with Jackie and the staff from Understanding Our Differences, they were able to provide the program via Zoom to our students who were at home, and perhaps in need of lessons that promoted values such as openness, respect, and community more than ever. When students returned after the pandemic, Colette continued to work on the expansion by bringing the in-person portion back into the schools. I have watched Colette work tirelessly, training volunteers, coordinating with school administrations, recruiting guest speakers, and delivering the actual curriculum to students in our Lexington elementary schools. As the Harrington PTA president, I also know that not only has Colette brought UOD to our community, but also does so much more. One example is that Colette has always dreamed of a Harrington free book fair. If you could not tell already, when Colette Powell puts her mind to something, it usually happens. And she successfully organized and ran a Harrington free book fair, which has now become an annual event and is a highlight for the students, families, and teachers. Today, on the eve of the unveiling ceremony for Lexington's first monument to recognize women from our town, I am so proud to acknowledge my dear friend Colette Powell, who exemplifies so many of the qualities we want to recognize in the amazing women leaders in Lexington's history. And next we have Carissa Black and Jackie Daly up to join Colette for the next one. And Dr. Peckett will be doing those presentations.
So while they're coming on up, I'm going to read our core value, our We All Belong core value. And in Lexington, we all belong. We are inclusive of all people and embrace and serve one another. We are dedicated to working toward mutual understanding of all cultures, backgrounds, identities, beliefs, learning styles, and abilities that are different from our own. In our community, we all bring unique skills, perspectives, and experiences. We create a safe and supportive learning environment when we work to ensure that everyone is honored and respected. I was thinking, who is breathing down my back? So the three individuals whom I am recognizing exemplify our We All Belong core values. The other night I had the privilege of attending an Understanding Our Differences recognition event in Newton with them, where they received a community award for their extraordinary efforts to implement the UOD curriculum in our elementary schools. Jacob Myers, a former LPS student, gave the keynote address, speaking about how he overcame adversity, and he answered questions from students and parents about his life. It was a heartwarming experience, and I was so proud to be there with them, and so proud to be part of Lexington. You heard about one of these incredible women just a few minutes ago. Powell is indeed incredible, and I second everything Meg said about her. Understanding Our Differences is an interactive program that demystifies a range of physical, sensory, and developmental disabilities. The UOD program teaches students to see the whole person and better understand the disability, and Colette does that and so much more. When I first came to Lexington, I had an opportunity to meet with Colette and Carissa, who are very passionate about this work. One of the first things they mentioned was integrating UOD into our schools, because at that time it was only in one elementary school. Fast forward to today, 6 years later, and UOD has been successfully integrated into all of our elementary schools. Colette took an active role in organizing and coordinating the work, and Principal Jackie Daly took on the responsibility of coordinating the entire Understanding Our Differences program, not just for Harrington, but for all elementary schools. It's a ton of extra work, but Jackie does it because she loves what the program stands for and its impact on our students. And Carissa Black has steadfastly supported Understanding Our Differences in all things inclusion. In addition to their commitment to understanding our differences, Carissa, Colette, and a few others were the driving force behind the much-needed changes to the DLP program, ensuring that our students remain at LPS at the secondary level. Carissa tends to work quietly in the background, which is why I'm bringing you up front now, nudging and encouraging our leaders and me and educators to find new ways to embrace ideas and things like unified basketball and inclusive track opportunities to improve our students' middle school experiences. These opportunities have uplifted our entire school community, and we are so grateful for Carissa's persistence and encouragement. While we work to establish a sustainable structure moving forward for Understanding Our Differences, I wanted to take this opportunity to thank these three incredible women who are making a difference in our students' lives every day. Thank you for your unwavering dedication to creating inclusive opportunities for all of our kids. Colette, Carissa, and Jackie, we appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Hey, be safe and very nice.
One more round. And since I have the mic, I'm going to keep going. Unfortunately, this individual wasn't able to join us tonight, but we decided that no matter what, he needs to have some recognition. He's a wonderful guy, and I'm so proud to present this award on behalf of our whole superintendent's office, who really thinks that this individual walks on water. The award has to do with a person who is a dedicated food service professional. He's an all-around incredible human being. He always has a smile on his face, and he brightens our days with his kindness. He's one of those people who is genuinely passionate about his work, and he's the kind of person who drops everything to assist others. He exemplifies our core value of caring for others through his unwavering commitment to people. Everyone who works in my superintendent's office, and give a wave if you are one of those persons, they try to hide in the back all the time, but we're not going to let them. So everyone who works in my office has this incredible employee on speed dial for anything we need, and he always delivers. Due to the nature of our work, quite often it ends up being a last-minute request before an important event. No matter how complicated or challenging the issue is, this person always answers, "Yes, I'll be there, no problem." Even when we try to give him an out and an excuse to say no, he never takes us up on it. He genuinely wants to help others, and he is the kind of person who just makes you feel better by being in his presence. Day after day, I hear people across the district sing this individual's praises. We are so grateful for his warm smile and kind heart, and we can think of no one more deserving of this recognition. So I want to give a big shout out and congratulations to Michael Ortle. Michael, thank you for all you do.
Up next, we have Lance Conrad and Coach LB. I'm going to invite them.
Good day, everyone. It is a true honor to be with you this afternoon. My name is Lance Conrad. I'm a very proud LHS class of '87 graduate. And while I'm the head of school at Chapel Hill Chauncey Hall over in Waltham, I'm more importantly today the proud parent of Jake, a graduating senior at LHS, and Jake in 8th grade at Diamond Middle School. Today, with immense joy and celebration, and on behalf of my grateful family, a sea of friends, scores of student athletes throughout the town, I'm incredibly proud to present Coach Emmett O'Brien with the Core Values Exemplar Award. Coach O'Brien, affectionately known as OB, has been a true difference maker in not just my children's lives, but for thousands upon thousands of Diamond students over decades of faithful first-rate service to the Lexington Public Schools. As a physical ed teacher and cross-country track and field coach, he works with hundreds of student athletes each year, perhaps more students than any other middle school coach in the entire Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Through the ever-present lens of diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, OB truly embraces the concept and core value that we all belong. Providing optional co-curricular programming in the fall and the spring that literally hundreds of students gravitate to. Students from all types of backgrounds and all sorts of abilities. Despite a wide range of athletic talent, everyone is always included. And all find belonging, comfort, and joy, and be members of the Diamond Middle School cross-country track and field teams and working directly with OB. At a plethora of Division I middle school state championships in both cross-country, track, and field, it's unquestionable that what OB has accomplished is truly remarkable. One of the most humble and respectful educators I've met in my 30-plus years of education and educational leadership. Emmett O'Brien undoubtedly exemplifies all 8 core values. It was difficult to choose just one in my nomination of him. However, we all belong are words I've heard him share with his student athletes numerous times in my 6 years of regular seasonal contact with OB. Moreover, I'd be remiss to not mention that he has been an amazing trusted adult in the Diamond community for both of my kids, particularly my daughter Jamie, who will miss him dearly when she matriculates to the high school next year. To share a few words from others in his amazing sphere of influence, from fellow coaches first. Emmett O'Brien has been a stalwart of cross-country and track and field in Lexington for over 2 decades. Currently in his 21st year at the head of the programs, he has woven cross-country track into the fabric of the Diamond Middle School community and in turn grown each team into a dynasty. By the numbers, his team's successes have made Diamond the class of the field in Massachusetts. Under his leadership, Diamond has brought home 7 boys and 12 girls state championships in cross country alone. In the spring season, Diamond has won 7 boys track and field state championships. And most impressively, his girls track and field teams have won every single state title since the meet was first held back in 2011. Yes, that's 13 straight years of state titles for the girls. While his win-loss record alone is worthy of considerable recognition, what truly separates Coach O'Brien from his peers is his mild-mannered, flexible, and patient approach to coaching. Over the last 2 decades, thousands of kids have benefited from the team culture that he fosters. The culture celebrates success, is dedicated to helping student-athletes feel valued in their work, and most importantly, helps each one grow and develop as human beings. Quite simply, Lexington is a better place because of the work that Coach O'Brien has done with our kids. And from another close coach, I've known Emmett since I started teaching at Diamond 20 years ago. Emmett recruited me to coach with him 12 years ago in 3 sports: middle school cross country, track and field, as well as indoor track at LHS. I've marveled at how he is able to engage with so many students while growing the programs over the years. He not only has an ability to identify and grow athletic talent, but also instilled a love of running and community, making the Diamond LHS running programs some of the most successful in the state. His ability to make long-lasting connections with so many Lexington students and families extends well beyond a student-athlete's time here in Lexington. Emmett has been a great colleague, mentor, and friend. He's well deserving of this recognition. From a current thankful parent, reflecting on Coach OB, the thing that shines most brightly for me is the importance he places on positively supporting fellow athletes. He encourages everyone to not only cheer for lead runners, but every single athlete that crosses that finish line. This expectation of the athletes is an excellent lesson for young people to not only use in sports, but throughout the rest of their lives. And from another parent, no one can come to a cross-country or track practice at Diamond and not be absolutely astounded by the sheer volume of athletes that choose to participate. Obi has done a remarkable job of creating a culture and environment that welcomes everyone. Everyone, anyone, at any level can work hard to improve, participate in supporting their team with fellow students, and have fun in the process, and OB makes sure they know that.
Yes.
From a Diamond cross-country track and field alumna, currently at the high school, OB always had encouraging words for us, and it didn't matter if we were first or last. He inspired every single person on the team to focus on their best. He was always eager to point out when you hit a new PR or showed some other individual improvement. And perhaps most importantly, sentiment shared from his current captains that worked with OB each and every day this year. Last fall, I was injured and was unable to run. However, Coach OB encouraged me to continue getting stronger, made sure that I was still part of the team. He gave me workouts on the elliptical at Diamond, and then motivated me to join the team for the strength parts of practice. And finally, for my own kiddo, OB has always supported, helped, and encouraged me in numerous ways. I probably talked to him about 10 times during the day as I walked past him standing outside the gym. Somehow, I always walk away laughing. And that's the type of person he is. Not only does he work so hard to make sure heats are sorted and relays are made, he makes sure everyone is working to find the very best version of themselves on and off the track. He has helped me through a knee dislocation, getting PRs, and when I'm just having a really bad day, he always knows. I'm forever thankful for every single thing OB has done, which is a lot, trust me. With that, please join me in congratulating Emmett O'Brien, OB.
from a parent was I had kids on both ends of the spectrum, the one who would work out every day, given the things, and the one that just goes because Mo's ice cream truck shows up. And then I could back up everything that when she said. Next, we have Tara Pillai and Diane Rose.
Hi, I'm calling up Diane Murphy. That's a hard act to follow, Lance. Thanks a lot. So I nominated Diane, and the core value I thought she exemplified was care for yourself and others. And I have not had the privilege of meeting Diane Murphy until now. But via email, she has let me know that she cares and always will put the kids first. If I write in to let her know that Nadia, my daughter, is at a doctor's appointment or ill, she always wishes her well. Nadia has told me that Diane asked her how she is doing, always makes her feel welcome in the school. But what I think is exceptional is that I've heard other parents say the same about her. That Diane, in a school with 2,000 plus kids, is not only the person who welcomes these kids, but provides support and a kind word when needed. She is helping set the tone and culture of that school, and is greatly appreciated by all the parents and kids. Thank you so much, Diane. I didn't know I had to come up here and say all this. The next person I nominated is Scott Shaming, who couldn't be here today. And his core value that he exemplifies is you are enough. I had not spoken to Scott until this year, but was so impressed by how deeply he knew my daughter. With kids pushing themselves sometimes too hard, it was great to have Scott reassure my daughter at LHS and us that she was on the right path. He helped her balance her high academic expectations with her extracurricular goals. He was always very responsive, empathetic, and provided solid guidance and steps to move forward. He's everything I would expect in a high school counselor and more, and I'm confident he's providing this level of advice and compassion to all the students he deals with. So congratulations, Scott. My last nominee is Kevin Kelly, who was my daughter's math teacher in grade 9. And the core value that he exemplifies is be curious and have fun. Mr. Kelly was my daughter's grade 9 math teacher. She's now in grade 10, but he still has a great influence on her and departmental head. I've never met a teacher who was so responsive, caring, and really looked at my student beyond her academic pursuits to her entire person. My daughter had deep respect for Mr. Kelly, and still does, and he always made time for her. She confided in him about her career and academic goals, and he provided her with sound advice. As a mother, having a teacher who was so accessible was appreciated, but I know Mr. Kelly has many other responsibilities at the school and on other committees. Several parents have commented having a deep respect for his word and opinion, and he is someone who cares deeply about the school and the community. Thank you so much.
And Chris was already up. And we have already, I said it correctly. There Chris goes. Please.
Hi everybody, I'm Kristen Manning, middle school nurse at Diamond Middle School. And I would like to thank Mr. Conrad before I start on my own little chat here. Heartfelt, the Diamond nurses are here today and beaming with pride because there is absolutely nothing that Emmett O'Brien would not do for anyone in the building. There is not a harder working, compassionate, more wonderful human being at Diamond. So, 268 Diamond students who are on the track. So today I'm here to celebrate Marie Golab. Marie is our LPS medical records technician, and I am representing all of our school nurse dream team as we celebrate Marie today. Marie is the first person that our new LPS families come in contact with. Marie's warm, welcoming, caring, kind spirit greets our new families and immediately makes them feel comfortable. Her diligence and knowledge of our Mass State immunization requirements inform new families what is needed to keep our students and the entire school community healthy, safe, and cared for. Marie always goes the extra mile in connecting these families with local physicians and where they can go to get needed immunizations. Many times Marie is dealing with international students and families and works on finding needed translations for documents and what specific immunizations are required in their home country versus here in the United States. Marie will often collaborate with the Massachusetts Department of Public Health in meeting needs of particular students for admission to school. No matter what situation arises, Marie works tirelessly, often on her days off from home, in making our new families welcome and prepared to safely join our school community. During Marie's busiest time of year, kindergarten registration, she is always available to help with any crisis that arises. No matter what she has going on, Marie embodies do your part in making sure we all go on. Marie is truly a backbone to our LPS nursing staff. In our busy health offices, Marie's help is invaluable to new students safely joining our school communities. Marie also helps with the district-wide health screenings in both the elementary and secondary schools. Marie always works quietly behind the scenes, assisting, organizing, and making sure that the screenings run smoothly. In many cases, on top of her daily workload, she offers to input data to help the nurses. She is always thinking about what she can do to help us, and everything she does makes a difference. Marie's truly kind spirit is shown with the lovely surprise candy that arrives for the nurses on every holiday. These are sent anonymously, because Marie is never one to look for credit or accolades. You can imagine how difficult this is for her today. In fact, any thanks given to Marie is always met with, "I'm so happy to help. What can I do to help? I can do anything and will do anything to help the nurses." Marie is an invaluable part of our LPS community in so many ways, and we are so lucky to have her. We appreciate you beyond words, and she is so deserving of this core value award.
Okay, next we have Reggie Hobbs, and Patricia Lyons, John Bing, and Glenn Allen.
Hi everybody, I'm Reggie Hobbs. I'm the head of the science department here at Lexington High School. We have UNEC Verizon here. Glenn Allen, John Bing, and then Patricia Lyons. So the core value award for us is do your part. And I think with core values awards, there's something that you live out all the time in your life and everything that you do, and it permeates. And listening to everybody speak today, that's what happens, and that's what makes it a core value. Why I wanted to nominate these three individuals is because of the eclipse that happened in April. I think you rarely find a moment where you can say, yes, this is something that they all exemplify the value in one moment. So that's why I wanted to nominate them today. So John and Glenn planned, I think, a year ago. They came, they were like, Reggie, can you sign off on a field trip to go to, there's an eclipse and there's a path of totality in Vermont, we want to take our kids and we want to go. And I was like, sure. So they do all the paperwork. You had solar glasses, I think, last June, so before those were around, we had them, they were all approved, and all that stuff. So through the astronomy club, through our astronomy class, and then with some of our 9th grade students, we were able to take 50 students up. So that's cool, that's wonderful. Then I realized they've created a partnership with Burlington High School, so they have a place to watch their clips. They have a partnership to share resources. Then they take a photographer with them, so they can memorialize it better than a non-photographer could, so somebody from the yearbook has that. All that's great. I didn't mention to tell you, they left at 6:30 in the morning, and then they got back at 2:10 the next morning, and they both came to school, even though I told them a sick day would be okay. So for me, and forgot, they also created a video for all the elementary kids to watch to understand why you can't look at the sun. So all those things, using their expertise, using their knowledge, using their passion, they did their part to provide kids with a great experience. And then Patricia is our administrative assistant in the science department. And I think sometimes you forget how the work that you do in ordering, in purchasing, in dealing with various things impacts student learning. So the bus company that we had set up for the field trip canceled on the Tuesday. The eclipse was on a Monday. So we had from Tuesday to Friday to find a bus company. Easy, you say. No, not easy. I don't know, but Patricia would be able to tell you. In terms of making sure you have a vendor, getting a new vendor, making sure they have the right safety rating, making sure the driver's quarried, all that stuff. So Patricia was working tirelessly on the phone, not taking no for an answer. All those things, all by the time she left at 5 p.m. on Friday, to make sure that for 6:30 on Monday there would be a bus so that our kids could go have an unforgettable experience. So I just wanted to recognize the three of you because I think you did your part, and in doing your part, you gave kids an experience they will never forget, and I thank you for that.
Okay, next we have Sama Goulet and Chris Kraft.
My name is Sarah, I'm in the 4th grade. Mr. Ruff, my teacher, has changed my life as a student in a positive way. He has taught me how to use my mind and think for myself. One of the ways he did this is with his completely voluntary class economy. Mr. Ruff set up his own economy just for students like no other teacher. He uses this to encourage us students to be very responsible by paying us economy money to make our beds, read for over 30 minutes every day, and being a good student, and so much more. He showed me how to use my mind by causing me to think for myself and make me look for my answers and not to be handed them. He also let me think and use my mind by not giving the answer to me if I already knew it, but just needed a teacher to say it. This helped me learn to not be very dependent on people, think for myself, and be independent and assertive. He also made us earn our class economy jobs by writing essays on why we should choose that job and why we'd be a good fit for it. This teaches us students to set goals for ourselves and be assertive. Mr. Ruff has helped me use my mind and think for myself. For specific jobs, we have to get a recommendation letter from an adult that is willing to write one. Mr. Ruff does not write our recommendation and does not really give us any answers on how to get one. He lets us think for ourselves and find our one adult to ask for one. This teaches us to be responsible and use our minds without any help from him. This is why he's my nominee for an LPS, a member of our community that shows the core value using your minds.
Thank you, Salma. Also, thank you to the parents. It's a really wonderful accomplishment. Thank you so much. I feel very fortunate being here at Lexington. This is my 11th year teaching. I feel like every year I try to do something a little bit different, try to add something. I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I could do without the parent support. So parents, thank you so much. I feel like there's an opportunity to say that. For my very first class, my first year with awesome group of parents like Mrs. Swan to Mrs. Machinist, who I have now, year 11. I've been able to do so much. The class economy has only been successful because I've had parent buy-in. I've had some parents come in, economist parents who, Mr. Lovely who came in, who's an economic teacher in college. So it wouldn't be what it is without the parent help and support, so thank you so much.
Next we have Brian Baker and Timmy McBride.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Baker, principal at Fisk Elementary, and it's my honor and privilege to be standing here next to Tammy McBride, who is a literacy specialist at Fisk. Mrs. McBride is an educator and leader who models high standards, professionalism, and dedication. She has a clear vision of what good literacy teaching looks like and utilizes appropriate instructional techniques and resources to assist students and colleagues in setting and meeting goals. Her belief in "we all belong" is a daily mantra for her and one that she instills in her colleagues and, most importantly, our students. She works to incorporate an asset-based approach model of thinking on a daily basis and works to find insertion points for all of our students to access the curriculum, but most importantly, helping them feel successful. Tammy McBride works diligently to live all of the core values of Lexington Public Schools. Her focus on success for all students shows her commitment to "we all belong," be curious and enjoy learning, has a special meaning and is also a focus for Tammy. I always look forward to having Tammy lead professional learning for our staff because I know it will be fun, but most importantly, the outcomes of the PL will be student-centered and easily accessible for all staff members. Her focus on student identity and learning always leaves staff members with something new to bring back to their classrooms and their students. Often these PL sessions help our staff to take a deeper look at their own identity and their work with our students. Tammy is a continual learner and is always looking to improve her practice and skills. The skills and values Tammy employs on a daily basis as an educator in Lexington Public Schools makes her an excellent recipient of this award. If there was an award for cheerleader, I wasn't sure where that fell, Tammy would be receiving that award as well. She is our cheerleader in the building. She's your go-to when you're feeling a little down. This is who you want to go to pick you up. LPS, and more importantly, Fisk School, and is very fortunate to have Mrs. Tammy McBride as a member of our community.
Thank you, everyone. Before I invite my nominee up, I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Hackett, the school committee, to Brian and various principals and leaders I've worked for who are here. I think when you're at a place that feels like home and that you can truly be yourself, then you can shine and help others shine. So thank you for all you do to set that tone for us. Thank you, everyone. And now I'm going to invite up Zayda to me. It is my privilege to share with you all today about the gift that Zayda Kabaty is to the community of Lexington Public Schools, students, staff, caregivers, everyone. Zayda's official role at Lexington is a literacy specialist, but I think she's a people specialist of all ages. One of our core values is care for yourself and others. Zayda exemplifies this core value. With Zayda, these two go hand in hand, caring for yourself and others. Zayda, yourself means not only you, personally, but your people, your core, your family. When you care for yourself, you are also giving love to those precious people who mean the most to you. Today, Zayda's most precious people are here. Patrick, Livia, Hayden, Lorraine, and I know some very special people are also here in spirit. Family is everything to Zayda, and she reminds us all that we work hard at Lexington Public Schools and that we get one life and boundaries are important. She sets an example to us all that we need to nourish ourselves to be our best for others. Zaida takes care of herself by surrounding herself with loved ones and being physically active. Zaida will rarely miss a Tune-Day workout, a class, or a Peloton session. Zaida takes this part of her life and shares it gently in that Staten Island sort of way. Zaida will often text lots of teachers and community members to see who will get on that bike, join for 1 minute in the morning to do some push-ups, go for a run or a walk on the lunch on Friday. Yes, Zaida even has an LPS teacher hashtag on the Peloton app, so no one is alone and community is built. Even my husband is part of Zaida's fitness and motivational check-ins. Thank you, Zaida, for always reminding us the human side that we bring to work and for motivating us to take care of ourselves. Zaida, you care for others in so many ways. You have a special way of creating a family atmosphere here at Lexington Public Schools at work. Zaida has worked at all 6 elementary schools, and we joke about getting her a concert t-shirt with all her tour stops on the back. And let me tell you, she has a fan club. When you travel around to professional learnings and meetings, it's like being with the mayor. You really get a sense of the connections that Zaida has built. When colleagues have faced hard times, including family terminal illness or unspeakable loss, Zaida is the rock. She started a running club at one of her schools to help others have an outlet during these times, to talk and to know they are never alone. I don't think Zaida misses a morning phone call on the way to work. She is always available to talk through anything. Zaida is the first to celebrate someone or encourage them with a, "Yeah, girl," and also to offer a, "That's enough for you, dog," when you might be spreading yourself a little too thin. Zaida does all of these things without seeking attention. Though we get her loud and funny New York side, all of this is done quietly. Zaida once supported an instructional assistant at Fisk School who was working with students in the ILP program. She met with her multiple times a week, created resources for her, and encouraged her. This instructional assistant had a goal of receiving lively letters training through an expensive course, and at the time did not have the means for that. Without a word to anyone, Zaida wrote a letter to Lively Letters. Zaida doesn't mess around. Describing in detail about this hardworking and enthusiastic future teacher. They responded with an offer of a full scholarship for this Lexington instructional assistant. In a not so quiet way, Zaida cares for students. When you walk by her room, you might hear bells dinging, clappers clapping, wands a-going. She does anything to let students know that she'll make the magic happen and that they are the ones that are magical. She often will get on Google Meets with parents or phone calls just to say, "Hey, I'm a parent too, let's talk it through, how can I help?" A teacher recently said that 10 out of 10, when Zaida walks in your classroom, she walks into your life. Like you instantly feel like you can be yourself and that you are cared for. And you can tell it like it is. Zaida, the way you care for others has created a family here at Lexington Public Schools. You make a difference in so many lives. I know you love a good meme. Anybody knows Zaida likes a good meme. So in true Z fashion, I will conclude with this meme. Who is your purple? Purple is the person you instantly clicked with. They are the kindest, most genuine person you know. They walked into your life like they had always been there. Being with them brings out the best in yourself and others. Although our colors are blue and yellow, Zaida, you are Lexington's purple. So proud to offer you.
Next, we have Kalia, who we've heard speak many times, including his town meetings. So come on up, and Jennifer Dugan.
Hi everybody, I've had Mrs. Abney as my teacher for almost 2 years, and she has made a big impact on my life. Mrs. Abney doesn't just do her part, but she does more than her part. She always goes above and beyond for each and every one of us. Every week, Mrs. Agnew gives out a Student of the Week award to 1 or 2 students. This teaches us to always try to be our best self. Mrs. Agnew has also created Agnew Bucks, which we earn by doing our classroom jobs, winning games, and earning Student of the Week. We can then use them to buy small prizes that Mrs. Agnew buys for us. Additionally, by having good behavior, we can earn tallies in class. Once we get 5 tallies, we get to have a reward day, which is always very fun. But Mrs. Agnew gives us more than just tangible gifts. She always makes us laugh and tells us fun stories. She doesn't just teach us what she needs to and call it a day. She goes above and beyond for us. Last year, I decided to give a speech at town meeting, and Mrs. Agnew really encouraged me. But when we got there, they said that they were going to postpone the topic, so she came back a second time. Most teachers wouldn't come back to an event at night to support one student, and Mrs. Agnew did it twice. She takes the time to get to know us as individuals and makes sure that we have everything we need. Mrs. Agnew definitely does her part for all of us.
Last but not least, we have Christy Prasad and Marina Simons and Lucas Rich.
Thank you so much. Thank you for speaking with us. My name is Christy Prasad. I am a 7th grade social studies teacher at Clark.
And I am Marina Simons Wilton. I am a speech and language pathologist at Clark.
And Marina and I had no idea that we each nominated Lucas. We found out this week once we realized that he was receiving this award, which probably speaks to our senior Lucases and who we both obviously came to these conclusions on our own. So I'm going to set a scene for you. It's a Friday, late fall. It's 3:15 p.m., which for those about middle schoolers, that's deep into after-school territory, around 2:40. So it's way after school, and it's Friday. Did I mention Friday? Lucas is leading the Dungeons and Dragons Club in Clark's IMC with 15 eager students who are clearly thrilled to be there. I'm walking through, I ask Lucas about their interest in D&D. He tells me he's never played D&D, but he is learning so he can provide this opportunity for the students. And this is Clark's amazing Mr. Rich, someone who would study D&D beyond just Stranger Things, and set aside and volunteer his Friday afternoons so students would have a place where they felt that they belonged.
Lucas Rich is an invaluable member of the Clark community. Mixed Rich's official title is SIA in the TLP, the Therapeutic Learning Program, yet they go above and beyond their job description every single day. Lucas is an advisor to the Clark GSA, where they foster a safe environment for kids to be themselves, and he leads by example by creatively expressing his own individuality. Lucas has volunteered to chaperone multiple overnight field trips, which is a lot, including the Clark ski trip and the 8th grade Washington, D.C. trip. On these trips, he's not just reliable, but goes above and beyond his part by ensuring that students are connected socially to others, and if they are not connected, he spends time with them. Lucas is part of the Clark Equity Team, Sources of Strength. They coach the Clark soccer team, run intramural sports clubs, and runs an extremely popular video game win. It's hard to keep track of everything Lucas is involved in, so we know that we're missing some things. Finally, Lucas is phenomenal in his role as a specialized instructional assistant in the TLP. He establishes fantastic relationships with students on his caseload, as well as other students in the class. Lucas can problem solve and help students regulate in the moment, which is vital to keeping students in class and learning. When I mentioned to the students that I was thinking of nominating Mr. Rich for an award, they would all respond with an enthusiastic yes, he really deserves it. And so the students say it best. They said, he is very respectful, he helps a lot of students, he's very nice, he's the coolest teacher, ×2. He's relaxed and flexible,
They know how to connect with students and make them feel comfortable in their space. They have a chill vibe that always makes you feel comfortable and welcomed, and they always belong, which is all high praise for middle school students.
And we did ask other staff members too, and they also added that Lucas is someone who is inquisitive, invested in learning, compassionate, caring, enriches classrooms, conversations with, he converses with students and like all these extension activities, knowledge. And I will just say, and I've heard from many others who are so fortunate to have Lucas in their educational life. He inspires me to center we all belong each and every day and makes me a better educator. So, thank you.
Well, thank you so much, everyone who came out, those of you who nominated people, those award winners, and the people who came out just to cheer each other on. It really says a lot about our community. So, as a thank you to everybody else who came out, there are treats over there. If you haven't gotten any, please take as much as you want. I know my kids usually look forward to me taking these if they don't need them. So, thank you very much, and thanks for coming.